I cheated on my ex with a man my mom set me up with and got pregnant. Now I'm begging him to be the dad. But his final words left my family in shock. I'm 27F, and until 3 months ago, I was with John, 29M, for 4 years. We lived together for 2 of those years. John owns an auto shop. He specializes in European cars and does really well for himself. He's the kind of guy who can rebuild an engine blindfolded but also reads philosophy books for fun. He treated me like a queen. I'm talking flowers every Friday, foot massages after my long shifts, remembering every little thing I mentioned wanting. The man once drove 3 hours to get me this specific pastry I'd mentioned missing from my hometown. But my mother, Francine, never approved. She'd make these comments whenever he'd come to family dinners. "Oh John, you've got grease under your nails again." Or she'd ask me in front of everyone if I was really okay dating someone who didn't go to college. The worst part? John never bit back. He'd just smile and change the subject, but I could see it in his eyes. It hurt him. My mom grew up poor and married into money. My dad, Harold, owns several rental properties and she's never worked a day in her life since they married. She wanted me to have what she called security, meaning a rich husband. She couldn't understand that John made good money. To her, if you didn't wear a suit to work, you were basically homeless. Everything started going to SHT about 5 months ago. Mom joined this country club and met Vaughn's mother there. Vaughn is 34, owns a commercial real estate development company. He drives a Bentley, wears these expensive watches, has a penthouse downtown. Mom became obsessed with setting us up. She'd invite him to family dinners without telling me. She'd accidentally run into him when we were having lunch and invite him to sit. She started comparing John to him constantly. Vaughn just got back from Dubai. Vaughn's company just closed a $40 million deal. Vaughn doesn't have to work weekends like some people. John and I started fighting about it. He wanted me to stand up to her more. I tried, but she's my mom, you know? And honestly, I'm ashamed to admit this. But part of me started wondering what it would be like. Not because I didn't love John, but because I was so tired of defending our relationship. I was tired of the snide comments at every family gathering. The night that ruined everything was a charity gala at the country club. Mom bought me a ticket without asking, said it was for networking since I work in logistics. John was out of town that weekend helping his brother Rodney move to a new place. I should have just stayed home. God, why didn't I just stay home? Vaughn was there. He looked like he stepped out of a magazine in his tux. He kept bringing me drinks, telling me how beautiful I looked, how Francine had told him so much about me. I was angry at John for not being there, angry at my mom for orchestrating this, angry at myself for caring what people thought. So I drank. I drank way too much. I remember flashes. Vaughn's hand on my lower back. The room spinning. His penthouse. His hands everywhere. Waking up NKD in sheets that probably cost more than my monthly salary. I threw up in his marble bathroom. Not from the alcohol, from disgust at myself. Vaughn was already dressed, on a business call, barely looked at me. I got dressed and left. He didn't even say goodbye. I went home and cried for 2 days straight. When John came back, I couldn't look him in the eye. I told him I had food poisoning. For 2 weeks, I tried to pretend nothing happened. I thought I could bury it, take it to my grave. Then I missed my period. 3 pregnancy tests. All positive. I called Vaughn from my car, parked outside a CVS, holding the tests in my shaking hands. His exact words were, "That's not my problem. Handle it however you need to. Don't contact me again." Then he blocked my number. I sat in that parking lot for 3 hours. A stranger knocked on my window to ask if I was okay because I was crying so hard. I knew I had 2 choices, tell John the truth and lose him forever, or lie and try to save something from this disaster. I chose to be a coward. I went to his shop after closing. He was under a BMW, music playing. When he rolled out and saw my face, he immediately asked what was wrong. I told him I was pregnant. I said it was his, from before our last big fight about my mother. The lie came out so easily it scared me. He went completely still. Then he asked, "How far along?" I said about 6 weeks. The timeline could work, barely. We'd had sex around then. He didn't smile, didn't hug me. Just nodded and said he needed time to process. That should have been my first warning. For a week, he was distant but not cruel. He'd text checking if I was okay, if I needed anything for morning sickness. But he didn't come over. He said he was thinking about everything. Then yesterday, he called. Said we should have dinner with my family. Said if we were going to do this, We needed everyone on the same page. My mom was thrilled. She thought I was going to announce the pregnancy and that John would propose. She even invited my aunt and uncle. Made a whole thing of it at her favorite restaurant. I wore the dress John bought me for my birthday. Did my makeup perfectly. I thought maybe, just maybe, we could make this work. John showed up in a suit. He never wears suits. He looked incredible, but there was something different about his eyes. Cold. Controlled. He shook my dad's hand, hugged my mom, who looked shocked at the gesture, and sat next to me. He even put his hand on my knee under the table. After we ordered, he said he had something to share. He pulled out his phone and connected it to a small portable speaker he'd brought. My mom laughed, asking if he'd made us a playlist. The first thing he played was a voicemail I'd left my friend Simone the morning after. My voice, slurred from crying, "Simone, I effed up. I slept with that guy mom's been pushing on me. Vaughn. I was so drunk. John's going to leave me if he finds out. What do I do?" The entire table went silent. My dad's face turned red. My mom started to speak, but John held up his hand. He pulled out printed screenshots. Texts between my mom and Vaughn's mother, planning the gala, discussing how to get me alone with him. An email from my mom to Vaughn with my photo, my work schedule, my favorite drinks. "She just needs a push in the right direction," my mom had written. Then he pulled out more screenshots. These were from my iCloud. I'd forgotten he knew my password. Messages to Simone describing the night in detail, saying the baby was Vaughn's, asking if she thought I could pass it off as John's. My aunt gasped. My uncle stood up and left. My dad was gripping his steak knife so hard his knuckles were white. But John wasn't done. He pulled out a medical document. A vasectomy certificate from 2 years ago. He'd had it done after his brother Rodney had an accident that left him paralyzed. John had decided he never wanted kids, afraid of not being able to provide if something happened to him. He'd never told me because he knew I wanted children, and he'd been planning to reverse it after we got married. "There is exactly 0 chance that baby is mine," he said, his voice completely calm. Then he looked directly at me. Not with anger. Not with rage. With nothing. Like I was a stranger. "You traded something real for a fantasy your mother sold you, and now you get to live with being exactly what he treated you as, disposable." He stood up, pulled out his wallet, and threw $200 on the table. "For my meal and hers," he said, pointing at me. "She's going to need the help." Then he looked at my mother. "Congratulations, Francine. You got what you wanted. Your daughter F's someone with money. Too bad he doesn't want her either." He walked out. No dramatic door slam. No yelling. Just walked out like we were nothing to him. Like 4 years were nothing. My dad stood up next. He looked at my mom with such disgust I'd never seen before. "You orchestrated this? You owed out our daughter?" My mom tried to explain, saying she just wanted better for me. My dad cut her off. "Pack your things. You're not coming home tonight. Or any night." He looked at me. "I'm disappointed in you, but you're my daughter. The baby is innocent. I'll help with medical costs and finding you an apartment. But that's it. Don't come to the house until I'm ready to see you." He left. My mom was crying, begging me to let her stay with me. I laughed. Actually laughed. I don't even have anywhere for myself to stay. John's name is on our apartment lease, not mine. I'd been staying there the past week, but I knew that was over now. That was yesterday. Today I'm in a motel room, 4 months pregnant, Googling apartment listings I can't afford. Vaughn's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter this morning. Turns out he's married, just separated, and they're reconciling. If I contact him or mention his name publicly, they'll sue me for defamation and emotional distress. My mom has called 43 times. I haven't answered. Simone says I got what I deserved. She's right. The only person who texted to check on me was Rodney, John's brother. Just said, "You good?" When I said no, he said good and blocked me. I called the shop today. John's employee Wayne answered. He said John's not taking my calls, and if I show up, they'll call the police for trespassing. Wayne and I used to joke around all the time. Today his voice was ice. I know everyone's going to ask why I'm posting this. I don't know. Maybe because I need someone, anyone, to witness this. I had a man who loved me. Who wanted to marry me, who got a vasectomy reversal scheduled for after our wedding that he was going to surprise me with. I found that out from the medical document. The reversal was already booked and paid for. I threw it away for a man who doesn't remember my name. For a mother who saw me as a social climbing opportunity. For a life that was never real. The baby is moving now. She started kicking. Yes, it's a girl. I'm going to be a single mother at 27, working a job that barely covers my current bills, let alone a child. Vaughn's made it clear he wants nothing to do with us. My dad will help with medical stuff but won't let me move home. My mom is getting divorced and blaming me for it. And John? John's already moving on. His Instagram story yesterday was him at a bar with friends. He looked happy. Free. There was a woman in the background, pretty, laughing at something he said. They're probably perfect for each other. I did this. All of it. I destroyed the best thing in my life because I was too weak to stand up to my mother, too pathetic to resist the fantasy of wealth, too stupid to see I already had everything. So am I the idiot? Of course I am. I'm the villain in my own story. And the worst part? I can't even blame anyone else. My mom might have set the stage, but I walked onto it. I took those drinks. I went to his penthouse. I lied to the man who loved me. I don't know why I'm posting this. Maybe as a warning to others. Maybe because I need to see it written out to believe it really happened. Maybe because I'm hoping someone will tell me it gets better, even though I know I don't deserve better. John, if you somehow see this, I'm sorry. I know it means nothing. I know you'll never forgive me. But I'm sorry. You deserve so much more than what I gave you. You were right. I am disposable. I just wish I'd realized what I had before I threw it away. Update 1, posted 3 days later. I didn't expect anyone to read my post, let alone respond. Most of you tore me apart. I deserved it. Some of you shared similar stories. Those hurt the most to read because I could see how much pain I've caused written in your own experiences. A lot has happened in 3 days. First, my mom showed up at the motel. Someone at the country club told her where I was staying. Small town, everyone knows everything. She looked terrible. Her eyes were swollen, hair unwashed. She tried to hug me but I stepped back. She broke down, telling me this was all a misunderstanding. That she never meant for me to sleep with Vaughn, just to explore options. That she wanted me to have choices. I asked her what she thought would happen when she got me drunk around a man she'd been throwing at me for months. She couldn't answer. Then she said something that made me see her clearly for the first time. At least if you'd ended up with him, this would have been worth something. Worth something. My pain, my pregnancy, my destroyed relationship, it would have been worth something if I'd managed to bag the rich guy. I told her to leave. She refused. I had to call the motel manager to remove her. She screamed that I was ungrateful, that she'd given me everything. The manager threatened to call the police. She left. Second thing, John's lawyer contacted me. Yes, his lawyer. Turns out when you own a successful business, you protect yourself. He wants me out of the apartment by end of month. He's being generous. Legally he could have me removed immediately since I'm not on the lease. He's also having my things packed professionally and put in storage that he'll pay for 1 month. After that, it's my responsibility. The lawyer also included a document. If I sign it, John will pay me $10,000. In exchange, I acknowledge that I have no claim to anything related to his business or personal assets, that I won't contact him directly or indirectly, and that I won't come within 500 feet of his shop or home. It's not a restraining order, just a contract. $10,000 would help with the baby. My pride wants to refuse it. My reality can't afford to. I signed it. Third, my dad asked to meet for coffee. He looked exhausted. He told me he's been married to my mom for 30 years and never knew she was capable of this. He said he found more emails. She'd been planning this for over a year. She'd researched Vaughn's net worth, his company holdings, his family connections. She had a file on him like he was a business acquisition. He also told me something that broke me all over again. John had come to him 6 months ago to ask for his blessing to propose. My dad gave it enthusiastically. John had shown him the ring, a vintage piece from the 1920s he'd found and restored himself. Not huge, but perfect. Delicate filigree, Art Deco design. He'd been taking jewelry making classes to resize it himself so it would be perfect. My dad said John had tears in his eyes talking about our future. About the kids we'd have, the house he was saving for, the life he wanted to give me. My dad said he'd never seen a man more in love. Then my dad said, "You didn't just break his heart, Kirsten. You broke his faith in people. That boy will never trust another woman the way he trusted you." I threw up in the coffee shop bathroom after that. Fourth, I ran into Wayne's wife, Carla, at the grocery store. Wayne is John's best mechanic. Carla and I used to have girls' nights. She saw me and tried to turn away but I called out to her. She stopped but wouldn't look at me. I asked how John was doing. She laughed, but not kindly. How do you think he's doing? He found out the woman he loved was effing another man, got pregnant, and tried to pass off the baby as his, while planning to reverse his vasectomy for her. He's doing great. I asked about the woman in his Instagram. Carla's face changed. That's Thea. She's a veterinarian. Brings her car to the shop. She's been interested in him for 2 years, but he never noticed because he only had eyes for you. Now he's noticing. She's good for him. Honest. Kind. Has her own money and doesn't give a SHT about his. She started to leave, then turned back. You know what the saddest part is? He still wouldn't be with Thea if you hadn't done this. He would have married you, loved you, given you everything. He would have raised that baby as his own if you'd just been honest from the start. He told Wayne that. Said he could have forgiven a drunken mistake. But the lying? The planning? Making him think he was going to be a father? That's what killed him. She left me standing there holding a box of crackers, sobbing in all three. Last thing, Vaughn's wife contacted me. Not through a lawyer. Directly. Her name is Serena. She wanted to meet. I almost said no, but something in her voice made me agree. She's beautiful. Like, professionally beautiful. Turns out she's a former model who now runs a fashion PR firm. We met at a park. She wasn't angry. She was pitying. She told me I wasn't the first. That Vaughn does this regularly. Finds younger women, usually pushed by social climbing mothers, F's them, then disappears. She said they were separated because she caught him with her sister. Her own sister. They're reconciling because of their business interests and because she's pregnant too. 4 months, like me. She offered me money to go away. $50,000 to sign an NDA and never mention Vaughn again. To tell everyone I don't know who the father is. She said it kindly, like she was doing me a favor. Take it, she said. You're going to need it. He'll never acknowledge the child. I'll make sure of that. At least this way, you get something out of your mistake. Your mistake. Like my daughter is just a mistake. I haven't decided yet. $50,000 would change everything for me and the baby. But it would also mean Vaughn gets away with it completely. Then again, he's getting away with it anyway. Oh, and the woman from John's Instagram? Thea? She's not just pretty. She's stunning. And according to her social media, she volunteers at animal shelters, runs marathons for charity, and speaks 3 languages. Of course she does. John liked one of her photos yesterday. First activity on his social media since everything happened. It was a photo of her with a rescue dog. The caption was about second chances and new beginnings. I wonder if he sees the irony. Or maybe it's not irony. Maybe it's just him moving forward while I'm stuck in the wreckage I created. My morning sickness is getting worse. The motel room smells like mildew. My savings account has $3,847 in it. My job doesn't offer paid maternity leave. My mom won't stop calling. My dad is helping but can barely look at me. My daughter kicks constantly, like she's angry at me too. I did this. I keep saying that because I need to own it. I had real love and I torched it for an illusion. Some of you asked if I would keep the baby. Yes. She's the only good thing to come out of this disaster. She didn't ask to be conceived in betrayal and lies. I'll figure it out. I have too. Tomorrow I move out of the apartment I shared with John. I'm going to walk through those rooms one last time, remembering what I had and what I destroyed. His friends will be there to make sure I don't take anything that isn't mine. As if I would. As if I haven't already taken enough. I know most of you think I'm getting what I deserve. You're right. I just hope my daughter doesn't pay for my sins. She deserves better than a mother who threw away real love for a fantasy that was never real. Update 2, posted 1 week later. Moving day broke something in me that I didn't know could still break. John's friends Wayne and Tony were there to supervise. They were polite but cold. Efficient. The apartment had been divided with surgical precision. My things in boxes, labeled, his things untouched, like I'd never existed there at all. I found the ring in my jewelry box. The one he'd been planning to propose with. He must have put it there for me to find. Art Deco, delicate, perfect. There was a note, this was supposed to be yours. Consider it a baby gift. Or sell it. I don't care anymore. I didn't sell it. I can't wear it either. It sits in a box, reminding me of the future I destroyed. The $10,000 from John cleared. I used it to put a deposit on a small apartment near my work and pay 3 months ahead. It's not nice, but it's clean and safe. The baby will have a room. That's what matters. I also took Serena's $50,000. Judge me if you want. My daughter needs security more than I need moral high ground. I signed the NDA. Officially, I don't know who the father is. The money is in a savings account for the baby. Every penny. I won't touch it. My job situation exploded. Someone, I suspect my mom in her desperation to hurt me back, sent an anonymous tip to my employer about my situation. They didn't fire me, that would be illegal. But they're restructuring and my position will be eliminated in 2 months. Right before my due date. Convenient. I've applied to 23 jobs. 2 callbacks. 1 interview. They asked about my pregnancy during the interview, illegally, and I had to tell them. Haven't heard back. But here's the thing that happened that made me write this update. I saw John yesterday. I was at the OB/GYN for my anatomy scan. 20 weeks. Finding out the baby is healthy, has all her fingers and toes. I was alone, watching my daughter on the screen, crying those weird happy sad tears when you see something beautiful that came from something ugly. I walked out to the parking lot and there he was. Standing by a red BMW M3, customer's car probably. With Thea. She was holding ultrasound photos. Her hand was on her still flat stomach. He was looking at her the way he used to look at me. No, different. Lighter. Like she hadn't taught him that love could hurt. They saw me at the same time. Thea's face went sympathetic. John's went blank. I could have walked away. Should have. But I needed to say something. Anything. Congratulations, I managed. Thea actually smiled, small and genuine. Thank you. You too. John didn't speak. Just looked at me holding my ultrasound folder. Then he looked at my stomach, obviously pregnant now. His jaw tightened. Is she healthy? He asked. First words he'd spoken to me since that dinner. Yes. Good. He started to turn away. I couldn't help myself. John, don't. His voice was sharp. Then softer, tired. Just don't, Kirsten. Thea touched his arm gently. I'll wait in the car. She walked away, giving us space. Even now, she was classy about it. John looked at me directly for the first time. I would have raised her, he said quietly. If you'd just told me the truth from the beginning. I would have been angry, hurt, but I would have raised her as mine. I loved you that much. I know. No, you don't. You never understood how much I loved you. If you had, you never would have thought you needed someone better. You would have known you already had everything. He ran his hand through his hair, that gesture I knew so well. Thea's 12 weeks. We're having a boy. I'm going to be the father I was supposed to be with you. I'm going to love her the way I loved you. The difference is, she actually loves me back. I did love you. You loved the idea of me when it was convenient. You loved me when your mother wasn't in your ear. You loved me when you didn't think you had other options. That's not love, Kirsten. That's settling. And the second you thought you could trade up, you did. Every word was true. Every word hurt. I'm sorry, I whispered. I know you are. Now that you're alone and pregnant and realize what you lost. But you weren't sorry when you were in his bed. You weren't sorry when you looked me in the eye and lied about the baby. You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry there were consequences. He started walking away, then stopped. I hope you learn from this. I hope you raise that little girl to be better than you were. I hope you teach her that love, real love, is worth more than anything money can buy. And I hope she never does to someone what you did to me. Then he got in the car with Thea and drove away. She reached over and took his hand. He brought it to his lips and kissed it, the way he used to kiss mine. I sat in my car for an hour, sobbing so hard I thought I might throw up. An elderly woman knocked on my window to ask if I was in labor. I wish I had been. Physical pain would be easier than this. My mom finally stopped calling. My dad told me she's staying with her sister in another state. The divorce papers were filed. 30 years of marriage, gone. Another casualty of my choices. My dad comes by once a week. Brings groceries. Sits awkwardly on my second-hand couch. Tells me about work, the weather, anything but what happened. He's trying. I'm grateful. Simone reached out. Said she was harsh before. Said I effed up but I'm not irredeemable. She's the only friend who still talks to me. The rest chose John. I don't blame them. Work is bearable. My boss knows I'm leaving soon. My coworkers whisper. The father of my baby is officially unknown, thanks to the NDA. They make up stories. None as bad as the truth. I've started therapy. The therapist asked me why I did it. I couldn't answer at first. Then I realized, I've never thought I was enough. Not pretty enough for the popular kids in school. Not smart enough for the honors classes. Not good enough for John. My mom fed that insecurity, but she didn't create it. I did. John made me feel enough. More than enough. Cherished. But I couldn't believe it because I didn't believe in myself. So when someone who looked like Vaughn showed interest, it validated something sick inside me. Like I'd finally made it to the level I thought I should be at. Except that level was a mirage. And the solid ground I'd been standing on was real. The baby kicks all the time now. I talk to her. Tell her about the father she'll never know, not Vaughn, he's nothing, but John. The father she could have had if I hadn't been a coward and a fool. I tell her he would have loved her, taught her to change oil and change the world. I tell her he was the best man I've ever known and I threw him away. I tell her I'll do better for her. That she'll never doubt she's enough. That she'll never feel like she needs to be anything other than exactly who she is. That she'll know her worth isn't in her bank account or her mother's approval or some man's validation. I hope I'm not lying to her too. Final update, posted 6 months later. My daughter was born 2 weeks ago. Labor was 16 hours. I was alone except for Simone, who held my hand and didn't complain when I nearly broke her fingers. When they put her on my chest, still screaming and covered in vernix, I understood for the first time what unconditional love felt like. This tiny person who didn't ask to be born into this mess, who deserved so much better than the story of her conception, I loved her instantly and completely. I named her Helena. It means bright light. She's the only light in the darkness I created. My dad came to the hospital. Held her. Cried. Said she looked like me when I was born. Said he'd be there for her, always. He's been true to his word. Comes by every other day. Changes diapers with the efficiency of someone who's done it before. Sings to her in Norwegian, songs his mother sang to him. My mom hasn't met her. She sends money orders. No return address. I cash them and put them in Helena's savings account with Vaughn's hush money. It's up to $67,000 now. By the time she's 18, maybe there will be enough for college. For choices I didn't think I needed. I found a job. Work from home, customer service. The pay is SHT but I can work while Helena sleeps. My neighbor, Mrs. Chen, watches her for a few hours when I need to focus. Charges me barely anything because babies need villages, and you have no village. She's not wrong. I saw the announcement on social media. Thea had the baby. A boy, like they knew. The photos are beautiful, John holding his son, looking at him like he hung the moon. The baby has John's dark hair, Thea's delicate features. They named him Atlas. In one photo, John is working on a car with the baby strapped to his chest in a carrier. The caption, written by Thea, Atlas's first day at the shop. Dad says it's never too early to learn about German engineering. They look perfect. They look happy. They look like the family I was supposed to have. I don't cry about it anymore. There's no point. You can't mourn something you KLD yourself. Vaughn's daughter, I can't think of Helena as his, will never know him. The NDA ensures that. Sometimes I wonder if I should have fought, demanded child support, made him acknowledge her. Then I look at Helena and think, why would I want her to know that her biological father saw her as a problem to be paid off? Better she thinks he's unknown than knows she was unwanted. The vasectomy reversal receipt still sits in my drawer. The one showing John had scheduled it for after our supposed wedding. $8,000, non-refundable, paid in full. He never went through with it after we broke up. Didn't need to. Thea was already pregnant by then. Life's funny that way. Not haha funny. Just funny. I've been going to therapy twice a week. Can barely afford it, but Helena deserves a mother who isn't broken. My therapist says I have to forgive myself eventually. I asked her how. She said it starts with accountability, which I have. Then comes growth, which I'm working on. Then comes grace, which feels impossible. How do you give yourself grace when you destroyed everything good in your life? But I'm trying. For Helena. She needs a mother who can teach her about resilience, not just regret. About strength, not just sorrow. About love, real love, not just its absence. Last week, I ran into Rodney, John's brother. He was at the pharmacy. Still in his wheelchair, still intimidating as HL. He saw Helena in my arms and his face did something complicated. She's beautiful, he said finally. Thank you. You effed up. I know. My brother's happy now. Good. He wheeled closer, looked at Helena sleeping against my chest. That kid's innocent. Remember that when the world tries to make her pay for your sins. Then he left. But the next day, there was a package at my door. No note. Inside was a hand-carved wooden rattle. Beautiful work. The kind of thing John used to make in his spare time. I knew Rodney sent it. Small grace from an unexpected source. Helena is crying now. She's always crying at 3 a.m. I barely sleep, barely eat, barely exist outside of keeping her alive and safe. My body is wrecked from pregnancy. My career is basically over. My social life is non-existent. My mother is a stranger. My father is trying but tired. The man I loved is building a life with someone else. Someone better. Someone who deserves him. And I'm here, in a one-bedroom apartment that smells like formula and dirty diapers, wearing the same shirt for 3 days, trying to figure out how to be enough for this baby when I've never been enough for anyone, including myself. But Helena doesn't know any of that. She just knows that when she cries, I come. When she's hungry, I feed her. When she's scared, I hold her. To her, I'm not the woman who destroyed everything. I'm just mama. Maybe that's where redemption starts. Not in forgetting what I did, but in becoming someone better because someone needs me to be. John, if you ever read this, though I know you won't, you were right. I did trade something real for a fantasy. I did betray the only person who ever truly loved me. I did destroy what we built together. But you were wrong about one thing. You said I was disposable. I'm not. Not to Helena. To her, I'm irreplaceable. And maybe, someday, that will be enough to start forgiving myself. For now, I just focus on getting through each day. On being the mother Helena deserves. On building something from the ashes of what I burned down. It's not the life I planned. It's not the life I wanted. But it's the life I earned with my choices. And somehow, looking at my daughter's face, I'm going to make it mean something. Even if that something is just teaching one little girl that she's already enough, exactly as she is. That love, real love, can't be bought or sold or traded up. That the best things in life aren't things at all. Lessons I learned too late, but Helena will learn in time. That has to be enough. It's all I have left to give. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.